It's been almost, I think, 7 to 8 weeks now since the churches has been closed, or what is notably known as lockdown. What's interesting, many Christians believe that if you don't meet up once a week, then your salvation can be lost. Okay, so by going to church, it adds towards your merited favor. Okay, it's a part of working towards your salvation. But now Bill Gates is now putting an hammer in the work, as it were, and arguing that the churches will remain closed. Whether God has anything to do with it is immaterial. Forget God, right? He's saying that the church will remain closed until a vaccine has been discovered. Now, what's interesting, many Christian people are against the vaccine. Okay, some are boldly declaring that this vaccine is nothing more than the mark of the beast. Okay, other Christians believe it to be dangerous toxins. There's some strange ingredients that are put in these vaccine, and they're totally against it. However, what's interesting, these are the opinions of the Christians. They are refusing to take the vaccine. Okay, but before I go and develop into this theme, let me first go into Bill Gates. Okay, Bill Gates, to my knowledge, his expertise is Microsoft. Okay, and I think Mark Zuckerberg from Facebook, they both are teaming up together, and Madonna as well. She's also contributing, I think, is 1 million to this vaccine. And we all know Madonna is part of the New World Order. Okay, it won't go there. But what's interesting, Bill Gates, he has no formal qualification in chemistry, in biology, nothing whatsoever. So how could a billionaire who has a history of making mistakes. Okay, the vaccine that he put in India and Africa has created a lot of autism, and it's killed a lot of people. But of course, the Western media sweep it aside because, don't you dare mess with our billionaire friend. But Bill Gates, his background is not in chemistry, he's not in biology, and to my knowledge, he has no formal qualification in health. Why then would the World Health Organization be listening to a man merely because he's a billionaire and put people's lives at risk? Mark Zuckerberg, another New World Order, another psychopath who is instrumental in politics, censoring some voices while allowing another. He also is someone who is benefiting and pushing and censoring information regarding vaccine because Mark Zuckerberg, as you know, is a multi-billionaire. So it seems that if you have money, then all of a sudden you become an expert. You become the government expert and advisor. But more on Bill Gates. He's saying that this guy with no formal qualifications, the church will remain closed, okay, until a vaccine is discovered, and then they're going to shove it on you. They're going to force it on you. They'll grab you, strangle you, they'll suffocate you until you take this vaccine. And a lot of Christians are saying, I'm not going to take it. You're going to push it on me. Well, let's ask your pastor. Let's see what your pastor has to say about this. Let's ask T.D. Jakes, Creflo Dollar, Joel Austin, Joyce Myers, Peter Popoff. Let's ask these preachers whether they are against the vaccine. Because what they say goes, and most of these preachers are Freemasons, hence why they hold you back from knowing the truth. So I'm basically my kittens' toys, right? They are holding you back from the truth. If you ask a lot of these, or let me rephrase that, it's interesting how the church only talk about, how can I rephrase this? Yeah, let me just be honest. They talk about fairy tales, things to keep you happy. They don't talk about meaty stuff. Why? Because the church is all about money and keeping you ignorant. They don't want intelligent Christians. They don't want intellectual Christians who are questioning the New World Order. Why? Most pastors are Freemasons who are brought out by the government to tell you lies. I repeat, most pastors are brought out by the government to tell you lies, keep you ignorant, keep you submissive, and turning people into sheeple. I love that phrase, turning people into sheeple. Hence why you got so many obedient Christians who follow this Zionist agenda, because they've been brainwashed by Freemason pastors. Whatever the government tell them, they will then peddle it down to you. Hence, you not hear any church leaders, pastors, deacons, conference who will have a talk on this vaccine, on the government poisoning us, because it doesn't bother them. They live in their mansions. They go into these secret societies, doing their secret rituals. They're part of it. And it's not in their interest to talk about the vaccine. Okay, so let me backpedal slightly. What's interesting is that Bill Gates has a history. In fact, I think India is suing Bill Gates. If I look, if you see a product on a market on the shelves and just one product is contaminated, they pull the whole shelf. Because it's bad for business. If you got one product, just one, on the shelf and is contaminated, they pull the whole shelf down. Everything. It's interesting. Everywhere Bill Gates goes, death, disability follows him, autism. But you know something? The government still push it. Why? If you're a billionaire, you can kill anybody. You are licensed to kill. If you're a billionaire, the government give you license to kill. Money talks. Hence why Madonna is now putting money behind the Bill Gates Foundation to find a vaccine. A lot of Christians say they're not going to take it. Before you act confident and bold, I think you should go to your pastor and ask he or she, should you be allowed to take the vaccine? Because Christianity, the Christian message, which is my next video, has been diluted to such degree to suit the New World Order that many Christians think they're Christians, but they're not. Right? They're following a New World Order revamped message of this liberalism and strange love vibration. So a lot of Christians think that they're being Christian, but they're not. They are becoming spiritual Illuminati agents, spreading the Illuminati message without even knowing it. Why? Because in order to keep your church open, you need to have a charity status. You cannot preach against the New World Order. They'll shut you down. So there's something your pastor must be saying to keep himself open. So you ask him or her, should you take the vaccine? If your pastor tells you no, your church will be shut down. I repeat, you ask your pastor, who you put your trust in, should you take the vaccine? If your pastor says no, knowing full well it's going to affect his living, affect his wages, his salary, either he says no and start paying tax, or he says yes and the church remains open. It's a horrible dilemma, but it is the truth. The answer to this is not in your stubbornness, whether you're going to take the vaccine or not. It's up to your pastors. They should be talking like this. They should be spreading awareness and alerting to what Bill Gates is doing. But notice they're quiet. TB Joshua's quiet. He's Bill Gates, this Microsoft nerd, saying that unless you take the vaccine, your church will remain closed. Whether you're Seventh Adventist, whether you're an evangelist, whether you're Pentecostal, whether you're Catholic, whether you're Church of England, your church will remain closed. You can go to hell. There's nothing you can say about it. Nothing you can say about it. Well, let's ask your deacons, your DDs, your pastors, your professors, and see what they have to say. Let's really see how they're going to stand against this new world order. If they got the guts to stand up and says, no, let us pay our taxes and we'll not have the vaccine. Pay our taxes. But I guarantee you, your pastors will be telling you to take the vaccine. They'll come up with some beautiful message, some sweet honeycomb message why you should take it. And you'll get brainwashed. You're already brainwashed. They'll brainwash you. I'm going to give an example without being too controversial, although I'm already controversial. Right? Okay, right? A lot of witches now, right? In fact, there's something I was reading the other day. They said the Bible is full of magic, etc. And they call themselves Christian witches. It's only a matter of time that Joel Austin will embrace these kind of people. So the Christian message always gets watered down, which is why Christians embrace Easter, Christmas. They like to be accepted. They like how they paganize themselves. They like to be accepted. And soon your pastor will have you not only worshiping Easter, Christmas Day, pagan origins, right? But also he'll have you taking the vaccine. Why? His livelihood is on the line. His livelihood is on the line. So don't act tough and confident. You know something? I'm not taking a vaccine. It's up to your pastor or what your pastor tell you.